I'm amazing. I was tired, so many things since morning, but now I'm fine, relaxed, had my food, and I am live again. So, all our audience, hi from my side, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are listening to us or watching us. How are you, Katarina?
Thank you so much. I'm also fine and so glad to see you on this live with topics free of charge about Incoterms in our export and import documents. And I would like you tell us, is it important to have all these abbreviation 11.1 as we know from Incoterms, or the phrase of free of charge will be enough when we're exporting or importing some kind of goods? And I would like you tell us more detailed in this sphere on this field.
Yeah, so it is a very good session for everyone who's listening and who are in international trade or logistics supply chain. Let me tell you what I know. What is Incoterm? First of all, we need to understand these are international commercial terms. Why these have been stuck? Why we have to choose them? And when this is started? So when the trade erupted the world, when the supply chains start erupting all the global economies, basically after the 19th century, okay, in after the World War especially. So people get to know that there are so much problem happening. For example, if I want to import something from China, I don't know who will pay the freight charges, who will pay the insurance, who will take responsibility of the shipping, who will take responsibility of the loading, pickup. So the International Chamber of Commerce brought up some terminologies which are being used by all the multinational companies. It started in beginning of 19th century, Katarina, but actual terms brought into introduction in somewhat, if I'm not wrong, 1935, 1936, basically in that those times. So initially the terms were very limited, not so many. But now, today, we are following a lot of terms. The shippers, the customers, the traders, the companies who deal with another countries, another companies. If I am sitting in Dubai dealing with some company in USA, so there must be some terms that the commercial term which we must both parties must agree on. Okay. One more thing. Why these were important? Because banks got involved into it. Banks are banks. They are not a traders. They are not a logistics company, supply chain companies. So if you know, I want to pay something to the supplier. So I want someone in the in the middle, as a middle party, to distribute the funds to the supplier once I receive the goods. So the bank got involved. So how bank got to know what are the terms, what are the agreement between the shipper and the customer, between me and the supplier. So this is why these Incoterms become more popular, more popular. So now all the countries are using Incoterms everywhere in the world. And the good thing, they're the same. The rules are same. Okay, right now I am sharing one screen. I don't want to go so much in details, but I just wanted to tell you something. There are two very common Incoterms. One is EXW, we call it X works. Okay, you can see in the screen the first one, the EXW, X works. It means supplier is only giving the goods to the buyer, and buyer will take responsibility to all the shipping. I will try to explain afterward. And the second one is DDP, that buyer, for example, I will take my example of myself to explain to my audience. So if the terms are DDP between me and supplier, so supplier will take all the responsibility to bring the shipment from his warehouse to my warehouse, along with all the custom duty and taxes. So what's in your mind? Ask me anything.
Thank you, Zama. But I would like to ask you if we replace one of Incoterms, for example, DDP to free of charge, could we import or export our goods without
So, so
this?
let me let me tell you, Katarina, about free of charge. Basically, what is free of charge? Some people call it FOC, free of charge. Some people call it pure free of charge. If you talk about customs world, this is my experience again, practically. I'm talking about the Gulf region, which is UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, and then of course I'm talking about India, Pakistan, the South Asian market. FOC, free of charge, is not acceptable by the customs. This is my region. Why? If you are sending me something from Germany to me, if I am buying something from you, or you are sending me something and you don't want to charge me, okay, that's fine. You can still send me free of cost, okay, or free of charge. But that item must have some value, right? For example, I have this mobile phone and you want to give your phone to me and you want to send from Germany to Dubai, but that item still has some value. I'm not saying this is having $1,000, which is brand new, but this got some value for customs purpose. So, so in Germany, also you must declare a value for customs purpose only. It's not a commercial value. It's for custom purpose. And for Dubai, the invoice must mention some value for customs purpose, maybe $100. So each customs has its own rules. So free of charge in my world is not exist, Katarina. Okay. Now let me tell you one more example in where we are living right now, and I'm talking about Middle East and South Asia or Asian market. Some people want to give discounts to the customer, right? So if I am buying a goods from USA and they want to give me freebies or some discounts on the items, yes, they can mention on the invoice, yes. But they must they must mention the value of the discount also on the invoice. It's not something they cannot keep the item with a zero value. They must give a reasonable amount on that item. So when the shipment will come to Dubai customs or Dubai ports or airports, they will still charge a duty and taxes on that amount. Okay, I am not paying the commercial value of that item to the supplier in USA. Yes, but I am still liable to pay the duty and taxes in my country. So I gave you two different scenarios. One is free of charge, totally free of charge, but that must have a value for customs purpose, not a commercial value. And if somebody wants to give discount, let's say 10% or 20% discount, yes, but they must mention the discount value on the document, and the duty and taxes must be paid upon arrival on that particular commodity, on that product. So, what if I ask you in your region, how do you consider free of charge? Especially, I'm talking about global or international trade.
Thank you so much for your question. If you ask me regarding free of charge, free of charge, it's not free of charge, just to replace the one of 11 abbreviation from Incoterms. For example, if you have a gift, for example, you said already, we have to put the value. Of course, as you mentioned, we already bought this gift and we paid some money. So free of charge, it's only for person to whom we are delivering, but we still need to put the listed Incoterms from our list one of, from the 11th, we need to put it could be FOB, it could be Xworks or FCA or FAS. It doesn't matter what kind of this, but we are putting the Incoterms because we have to understand what kind of transport and who is responsible for which part of transportation. And if this good or this gift is free of charge, we are just putting this phrase free of charge and in custom purpose only. Of course, we are not taking money from the buyer, as we say, from the person who is receiving this goods. But you mentioned, right, we have to understand the customs taxes and how we will pay the customs when it comes to our country. If we have a discount,